Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for January 26th, 2026. You've got Base and Menagerie today. And we've got Goat Herd is the only trashing, which is definitely on the weaker side of things. Draw is Paddock, Ride, Moat, and then Mastermind can amplify some of that. Plus actions, just Mastermind. Oh well, okay, an Ox, but Paddock can eventually turn on when two piles are empty and be plus actions. But that's usually the thing that matters with Paddock is when it becomes non-terminal, not when it becomes a source of plus actions. And then gains, lots of those. Stockpiles plus buy, so is Market. Kiln can gain cards. Camel Train can gain cards. Workshop can gain cards. So I think it should be possible to build pretty big here. Masterminding horses is a pretty good way to kick off your turn. Paddock can get you horses, and then you could also like supplement that with Ride to the extent that it's relevant. And there's also like the Kiln gain stuff has some potential to be pretty strong. Camel Train can also like help you empty paddocks to make those non-terminal if that's relevant. And then of course there's Stockpile. Stockpile actually doesn't exactly push building it. In the general case, like it can be more of like a rushy card, but I'm not seeing like a super obvious like rush strategy here. So I think we'll want to open with a Stockpile and pick up at least one Paddock as our first 5. Could just open Stockpile Goat Herd. Probably makes sense. Not too keen on Workshop, I don't think. It can gain stockpiles, which is something. Most of the other stuff it can gain, I don't really want multiples of. Camel Train, though, I think I'm more interested in, but I don't want to open with that. So I think it's just Stockpile Goat Herd. The bot goes double Stockpile. Okay, well, the bot not playing the trashing potentially doesn't strike me as bad for me. Yeah, so let's grab that Paddock. Okay, so the bot is going to super rush down the stockpiles. Well, let's see how that goes. Good lord. Okay. I mean, there is part of me that wants to take the last 2 stockpiles just to deny the bot the ability to get any of the stockpiles it has back. Not that it has played any of them, you know, like, not that it has any of them in exile, I mean, but it's not really advancing my deck very much. If I don't buy 2 stockpiles, I don't know that buying 1 stockpile makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. All right. Are we ready for Mastermind already? I think we might be. We're going to need to pick up a market as well, but we can wait a shuffle for that. And this is either ride or camel train. I'll say camel train. Whoa, that's almost stockpiles. Okay. So we could have up to 12 coins. We're surely going to play one of these stockpiles. That seems clear. Playing playing two stockpiles doesn't look, or playing one of these two stockpiles does not look great because we can't get 2 5s. We play all 3, we can go like Mastermind, Market, Ride. I think that looks reasonable. Not sure if I want to trigger this shuffle. I mean, we do have the ability to ox stuff, so maybe it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. What now? Take another paddock. Take a kiln. Take another market. I do want to get more masterminds as well, but I want to make sure I have enough targets. And incidentally, all the stockpiles are gone now. It's just like in exile. It's just like a sort of a didn't do a whole lot. Oh wait, paddock is non-terminal. What am I doing? Okay. If we mastermind a kiln, it's a little bit awkward because then we end up gaining more kilns, which isn't necessarily what we want. That's the downside to the kiln approach. Whereas if we just go with camel train for gains, we don't have that problem. Maybe we just take another paddock now that it's non-terminal. Yeah, so we could mastermind the camel train. The problem is that we're not very likely to hit 5 and get the stuff off the camel train, so I think I will mastermind the horse. We could stop here. Do we have more horses down there? We have 2 coppers. We have another. We have a market. No, we have a paddock. 2 coppers, 2 paddocks. I think the other card is a horse. I think it still makes sense to draw. get to the paddocks. Okay, there was indeed. Okay, now this is good. So we can do paddock, play horse to top deck horse, and draw this paddock. Camel train. All right, let's see. We want 2 more masterminds. We need to get another market. Do we want to get 2 markets? We could go like double market mastermind. We could go market double mastermind. I like the triple mastermind, I think. Okay, so we know we have another paddock down there, and we have 3 coppers. I think the other card should be horses. Well, oh, and a mastermind. All right, whatever. I guess we're just drawing through all this. All right, now we have copper. It's got to be copper horse, right? No, let's just... No, oh, right, 3 masterminds. I can keep track of what's going on. Not. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. I want another 2 masterminds. And take another paddock. The issue with that is that we really don't want to draw a hand that doesn't, that like has like, you know, paddocks and copper or something like that. We take another market. Like we didn't top deck any horses. So yeah, I think we take a market. The other thing we could do is opt not to trash a copper and take a ride. I'm not actually sure what makes it more likely that we kick off the turn. But I do want the coppers out of the deck, so... Okay, we got a horse. That's good. All right, I think we should be able to do triple market, triple paddock here. I'm going to top deck a lot of horses here. We're getting kind of close to being able to pile. Maybe we should take that kiln now. Kiln would definitely give us some ability to pile. Like even if like triple playing a kiln at this point would not, and gaining more kilns that we then draw into and then use to gain other stuff would not be a bad thing. I think we probably want to take a province this turn as well. We have 18 coins, so that means no trashing with the goat herd, which isn't, I mean, it's a huge problem, I don't think. So what do we want to gain 2 of? The bot doesn't have the camel train. I don't think it's risky to lower markets. Yeah, if we triple play the camel train, obviously that can also help lower piles. Really? 2 markets? Okay, bot. Well, there's no reason to play the triple play the kiln. We can just do this. Actually, I mean, not that it matters, but we might as well do this, and I don't know, that, and then killing the market. So we got that in hand anyway. Oh, wait. Not that this matters at all, but technically it would be correct to play 1 market, then play the paddocks, then play the other market. Yeah, so I'm going to say this one the bot played quite poorly. Between rushing stockpiles with absolutely no regard to what that was accomplishing and not playing with Goat Herd, and like probably those 2 things were enough to put it behind, but like it also didn't seem to have used its stockpiles to like do anything especially productive. Like I do think, right? Okay, so the stockpile's emptied turn 5. It's really stupid. But you know, I do think you want to play with Goat Herd here, and I do think that because you want to line Mastermind up with stuff, right? And like eventually you can do the top deck horse thing, but it can take a while to get there, and I think that trashing estates definitely helps, and coppers too. But anyway, but like when you have all the stockpiles in the deck, you should at least be able to like put some 5s into your deck that like get something going. It does buy a paddock here, and then it buys Mastermind Ride. So at this point, the bot hasn't trashed at all, and its deck has some stockpiles, 3 stockpiles at this point, all of its starting cards, a Mastermind, a Ride, and a paddock. And the problem is that like you just don't have that many targets. I guess it had 1 more turn to gain more targets. So now it has only 1 stockpile left, and it gets a market and a moat. Well, I don't like the moat. I think this would be better just being a Ride. I think like you don't really want to deal with the terminal draw there. But okay, I guess if you know that's happening, it still feels like a weird order to me. I would rather like buy another paddock or a market or something here, and then oh, okay, this turn I drew this stuff. Okay, I mean, maybe they knew exactly what 5 cards were left in their deck. I don't know, but if not, then I find that like a weird order. But okay, fine. So I guess it wasn't so bad there. And then here, buy another Mastermind, draw a Mastermind, play it, and that's not so bad. But then you buy another Moat, like, did Mastermind the paddock. So at this, like after this turn, like the bot's deck should have at least had something going for it, although it didn't get another Mastermind into play, of course. So that's a problem. And my deck is already like setting up for the win here. Yeah, I don't know. I just think really, like, I got a paddock into my deck on turn 3, and I got to trash an estate. And so then going into the like turn 5-6 shuffle, I had some horses. So when I got the Mastermind, I had some horses already in the deck. And then got some more horses and played a Mastermind. And so then no, I bought a Mastermind. I bought a Mastermind here. Oh, that's right. I bought a second Mastermind before I played the first one. I think I bottom decked. Yeah, I bottom decked the first Mastermind. But yeah, I think like my deck was still like more together by the time I was playing the Masterminds, and that meant that after getting the first Mastermind into play, like my deck was pretty much like controlled from that point forward, which is very much not the case with the bot. It doesn't feel like, you know, oh, I didn't, you know, I trashed 5 cards by the end, but I hadn't by that point. You know, it doesn't feel like there was a huge difference, but I think there was enough of one between having played the paddock cycle earlier, which meant, you know, getting horses in the deck, which, I mean, that is draw, right? And then also, honestly, having to draw through fewer stockpiles, as well as having trashed a few starting cards. Yeah, I think that just, it's not a huge difference. And maybe some of it comes down to shuffles as well in terms of like where my stuff lined up. Like maybe I would have actually been worse off if I hadn't bottom decked that Mastermind and had seen it earlier at a point when like I wasn't going to like kick off with it or whatever. I don't know. But either way, yeah, I think the bot like played this one strangely, and yeah, it's pretty trivial. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.